It'll be 1 to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
William, thank you very much, and good afternoon, everyone. We've got two guests today to assist in advancing both Friday night's NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race at Kentucky Speedway and the NASCAR Nationwide Series event at Gateway International Raceway on Saturday night. We'll be joined by NASCAR Nationwide Series driver Brad Keselowski, and then he'll be followed by Rick Crawford, who will be representing the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. And first off, we have Brad Keselowski, driver of the number 88 U.S. Navy Chevrolet for Junior Motorsports in the NASCAR Nationwide Series. Brad, welcome and thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me on, Tracy.
Hey, Saturday's race at Gateway kicks off the second half of our standalone season in the NASCAR Nationwide Series, and you made quite a splash in the first trio of standalone events over the last month. You captured your first win, your first career pole, and moved up to second place in the standings behind series leader Clint Boyer during that time. Can you talk about your season to date and basically the last month in that time span?
Well, the season to date has been a great season. We've had a lot of fun. A lot of accomplishments specifically over the last month and a half, and looking forward to continuing that through the end of the season. We started out our first two races not quite the way we wanted to, and we've rebounded here, and we've been steadily making gains on the point leader Clint Boyer, and hopefully we can keep our performance up and make a run for the championship for the end of the year.
All right. William, why don't we open up to questions from the media for Brad Keselowski?
Thank you very much. The question and answer session will be conducted electronically. If you would like to ask a question, please do so by pressing the star key followed by the digit 1 on your touch-tone telephone. If you're using a speakerphone, please make sure your mute function is turned off to allow your signal to reach our equipment. We'll proceed in the order that you signal us and take as many questions as time permits. Once again, please press star 1 on your touch-tone telephone to ask a question. And we'll pause for just a moment. Once again, that is star 1 to ask a question. We'll take our first question from Will Graves, Associated Press.
Hey, Brad. We're just kind of curious. What was your reaction last week to, Navy saying that they were going to get out of the series at least next year? I mean, I know you spoke before the Kentucky race, but you had just come off giving them their first win, for that branch of the service in down there in Nashville. I mean, just kind of what was your initial reaction?
Well, initial reaction is always disappointment. We had a great relationship with the Navy and still do have a great relationship with the Navy, and look forward to finishing out the year and winning the championship for them. And the performance has been of such to where, it's somewhat surprising, but those decisions are out of my hands, and there wasn't much I could do about it. So that's just the way it goes. Life goes on.
Any concerns, though, about, going forward, looking forward to next year? I mean, obviously, looks like Mark's getting in the number 5 car. I mean, what are your initial plans, looking forward to 2009?
Well, I'll be driving the 88 Chevrolet for Junior Motorsports again, and we haven't exactly figured out the sponsor for that yet. Working on a few things, but I know that's locked in stone, and looking forward to that.
A little surprised by what happened with Navy, only because obviously, hey, you're giving them plenty of ad time, with the way that you're running this season.
Certainly, just really proud to have the chance to represent them. That's been one of the coolest things you could ever do as a driver, is represent a branch of the military. And certainly hate to see them go, but got to do a lot of cool things with them, and it's just part of the way it works. There's no sometimes you can't do anything to control that situation, and it's just out of your hands.
Thanks, I'm good.
We'll now take our next question from Rick Minter, Atlanta Constitution.
Good afternoon, Brad. I was curious, you mentioned earlier about making a run on Clint Boyer for the championship. Are there certain tracks you've looked at on the schedule coming up where you think you might have a better chance than others of making some gains on him?
Yeah, exactly. There's a couple tracks that really stick out in my mind. The mile-and-a-half tracks we've been really running strong at. Really proud of my team on those races, and Clinton hasn't been as strong as we have. And so all those races are great opportunities for us to gain on points. While on the flip side of that, the road course races, we need to just survive them and try not to lose any points to Clint. Those are definitely not my strong suit. So looking forward to any of the mile-and-a-half type tracks all the way down through Homestead at the end of the year.
All right, thanks.
We'll now take our next question from Kerry Murphy, the final lap.
Hey, Brad, thanks so much for being on with us today. Appreciate it. You are certainly one of the feel-good stories in NASCAR the last couple of years. Can you believe the progression of things that have happened to you just over the last couple of years from where you came from all the way up to the relationship you have with Dale Jr. and Hendrick Motorsports now?
It's really tough to sit back and reflect on all that, because you're always worried about the next step and winning the next race. But, there are times where you sit back and you think and you go, wow, this has really been a dream season, really been a great year so far. Just the past 12 months specifically, a lot of good things have happened to me, and I've been very fortunate. And, as far as being able to believe it, I mean, this is what I've driven for my whole life, was to get this opportunity. And so I'm trying the best I can to make the most of it, and just trying to soak it in when you get a chance, but that's hard to do with our schedule.
Joey Logano is making his return this weekend, and apparently you guys had almost identical stats for the 4 races that you raced together this year. Is there any sort of rivalry there, or maybe you guys want to one-up each other in each race?
Well, I don't really know Joey all that well, to be honest, but our main focus is on winning the championship. His focus is on winning races, so we have different goal sets there, which sometimes conflict with each other. Milwaukee, for example, was a conflict there, but certainly I'm looking forward to years of racing him. He's a good racer, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be something to look out for in the next few years.
Have you had an opportunity to jump inside a Cup car yet, either for testing or whatever, to look toward the future?
Yeah, I have had an opportunity to do some testing. Did some testing with Hendrick Motorsports on their COT testing program with Rex Stump and Lance McGrew. And had a lot of fun driving those cars, and looking forward to future opportunities to come.
Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.